All right, so in this video, I want to keep it kind of straight to the point. Not enough people are using sales reps. And if you're a coach or content creator who's doing 20K per month, 15K per month, and you are wondering why you haven't been able to scale to 50,000, 60,000, etc., odds are it's because you haven't hired the right people yet. And it's such a shame. I find so many coaches and solopreneurs who own a coaching business, they have a good social media presence, they're so hesitant to move forward and get good reps, good sales reps, hire a closer, hire a DM setter, because I think the main reason is they don't want to give up that commission. But the truth of the matter is you're just limiting the amount of money you could be making per month if you're not hiring sales reps as soon as you can, honestly. What hiring sales reps is going to allow you to be able to do is outsource the bulk majority of the most important work, which is sales, to professionals. Okay, you need to be hiring good reps, which I'll get into a second, but it allows you to delegate the most important part realistically of your coaching business, which is sales, to professionals, to people who know what they're doing, to people who live and breathe sales, so that you no longer have to focus on selling, focus on being a good closer, focus on delegating your time so that you can still post content, but you've got coaching calls and sales calls on this afternoon. You no longer have to do that stuff. Now it's just focusing on the most important needle moving activities for you, which most of the time is content. So now if you're a coach or content creator and you were hesitant about moving forward with sales reps, you're probably watching this now and you're thinking, okay, well, that's great. Maybe I would be open to hiring a closer or a DM setter, but which reps do I hire? Which one should I hire first? Where do I get these reps from? I'm going to be getting into that today. So first and foremost, getting it straight out of the way, the number one rep that you should hire first is a closer, okay? Now, if your offer is doing about 20K per month, you're not going to be able to hire a closer who is extremely good, six-figure per month closer, because naturally you're not making that much, so it wouldn't make sense, and no closer at that level would want to be on that offer. However, what you're looking for at the moment with the type of closer would be someone who is relatively new to closing, someone who maybe has a month or two closing, they've done some DM setting experience, they know what sales is. But the important part, and this is sort of one of the most important parts of hiring a closer, is yes, they have that experience, but they are in a coaching program, so they're in a current sales mentorship, or they've spent a considerable amount of money to join a paid sales coaching mentorship. So someone else, is coaching them. Someone else who is reputable, who has generated multiple six figures, is coaching them on how to be a better closer. They are in that program or in a program similar to that, or they've spent money on that. And then the second thing is they have a student mindset. So what do I mean by a student mindset, right? This means they are actively wanting to learn more. They are ready to take advice from you. They are ready to learn more from their mentor that they've paid to be inside of their program. And they're generally someone who is willing and wanting to learn and get better and better and perfect their craft as a closer. And when you hire a closer, if you hire someone who fits the description that I just mentioned, you can also delegate triaging and DM setting to that same person. So you can get these people to book their own calls in. Let's say their main offer is working with you. They're closing deals, but then they're also doing DM setting and they're getting people booked in with triage calls or mainly via Instagram DMs, all right? This is possible if you have a lower lead volume that you're dealing with inside your current community or inside your current ecosystem as someone selling coaching online. It's a lot more possible for a closer to be able to do this. However, if you're getting a lot more leads, this is when you might have to hire a DM setter. Now, in my opinion, a DM setter only needs to be hired if you are getting a considerable amount of leads through your pipeline every single month, if you're sort of having too many to deal with and you know that after going through your DMs, etc. So the best thing with a DM setter is finding someone who's similar to similar to a closer, I should say, someone who has a student mindset, who's in a coaching program, they're in a mentorship program for sales, and they're very eager to learn. Okay, this is going to benefit you significantly because now you've got a closer who's got this mindset, you've got a DM setter who's got this mindset, they're working together constantly, and you're able to grow your coaching business with two professional reps. So the next thing you're probably wondering is, okay, that's great, but where do I find these reps from? Now, the best place to find them from is inside these coaching communities. A lot of the times, the owners of these coaching communities will post ads saying, hey, I've got closers, I've got DM setters, who are ready to be hired. If you need a closer, if you need a DM setter, message me XYZ and we can take it from there. So your best bet is to connect with these offer owners. So the best thing you can do is type up high ticket sales on Instagram. You'll see a lot of these high level coaches who are posting content about them closing deals. 9 times out of 10, they have a coaching program, and then you can message them saying, hey, I'm looking for closers and DM setters. Is there any chance that you would have any available? Here's the offer details, OTE, maybe they're making 3K, what they'll be doing, etc. And these people, these coaches, these offer owners are going to want to reply to you, and they're going to want to give you good reps, because for them, this is the whole point of the coaching program. They want to give out good reps. So that's a really great way to get reps from. However, if you're also looking for other ways to get reps, you can join Facebook communities for high ticket closers and DM setters, because they're constantly, replying to job offer postings as a spot where you can post your, offer role that you're hiring for, and people will apply to join it, that sort of thing. And then if you can't find any in Facebook, you can't find any on Instagram, then I'm going to drop a link in the description where you could book a call in with me, and I can actually source you closers, as I've got quite a big connection and quite a big network of high quality closers and DM setters. So now you have closers, you have DM setters. Most of the time, you should just stick with a closer. In my opinion, most coaches doing 20K per month just need a closer who can also book their own calls in. You've got this person, they're hired. How much do you pay them? Okay. Industry standard is 10%. And you might be thinking, I don't want to give away 10% of my business. Listen, the amount of new revenue that a closer is going to bring you is going to be so significant if they're professional, if they tick all the boxes that I mentioned previously, that it's going to make up 10 times the amount that you would have made if you had 100% of commissions from your sales, but you were doing it by yourself. Okay, so 10% is a bargain, honestly, for having a professional closer doing all your deals. Now, if that same closer is also booking their own calls, they're doing a bit of DM setting, they're doing a bit of booking their own stuff, then you'd pay them an extra 5%, because DM setters, industry standard for them is 5%. So you'd give them an extra 5%, they'd be making 15%. But again, this is someone who is taking a chance on your offer. They're joining at 20K per month. They see the vision, okay, that you have for your coaching program, and they want to grow with your company, all right? Number one thing that you can take away from this video, if anything, is hire a closer. Bare minimum. Hire a good closer. Look on Instagram for coaches, DM them, message me in the link in the description, and I can set something up if you book a call in there. Facebook group chats. You need to find a closer in 2026, or else your business is just not going to scale. It's going to be flatlined. You're going to be stressed, having to close your own deals, do your own content, do everything yourself as a solopreneur. It's time for you to take a step back and outsource finally. So if you found this video helpful, if you do want to have me personally set you up with some closers, high quality closers, DM setters for completely free, you can book a call in below and we can sort of talk from there. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you thought about it in the comments below.